I haven't done a video in a while, but I just wanted to check in with you guys and share a story time. I've been on hiatus for a little bit because I've been taking some time for myself and kind of reflecting on things, reflecting on life. I'm not doing the Teen Vogue program right now, but once I get back to feeling myself, then I'll get back to doing like the assignments and stuff. It just got kind of overwhelming for me with stuff that was going on. So I just want to tell you guys that me going away wasn't on purpose. It was so that I could take time for myself as a person. I put a lot of pressure on myself to accomplish certain things within certain time limits, and sometimes that's not like realistic for my life goals. So I just want to thank you guys for being there for me and kind of going along with me on this journey. Now that that's over, um, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how I met August Alsina. Well, during my college years, I attended a HBCU, and for those of you that know me, y'all know what school I attended. Um, and every year I had a say so in basically who I wanted at homecoming, because all my friends were on like the homecoming committee, planning parties and stuff. And they were the ones behind the scenes doing things. So I always had basically an input on who was coming to the events, like what artists we would have for the show, and who would audition. Now this was 2013. This was my last year for homecoming. It was like 2013, 14. Our homecoming is in fall instead of spring with our university. That's weird, right? Especially for an HBCU. But we always enjoyed it, and like any other student, I partied, but I still did my work. And the concert for me was always one of the things that I look forward to. I would take time off, push my studies to the side, and kind of always look forward to homecoming. Everybody knows you dress up, you have your crew, and you basically have a good time. Well, during that time, during my senior year, I had presentations that I had to do, so I wasn't sure that I was gonna make it. So, weeks before homecoming, I was like, you know what, I'm putting out my schedule, I'm gonna take the time off, I'm gonna just make sure I can go. So, I made sure I had everything for my projects, my presentations. I was supposed to dress up that Monday because I had a professional development class for my major. So what I did was I came professionally dressed, but I still had underneath a shirt where I could kind of pull off a club shirt underneath business attire. So that's how I played it. I basically wore a nice blouse underneath a pantsuit that I had. So I'll be ready for the presentation, but I also could leave straight from the presentation to the concert. Because the way my school worked with concerts was you get there early or I get trampled over. The police always made sure I had a spot, like, until SGA was able to come in and kind of get me situated to make sure everything was going like it was supposed to. Basically, I was the one who basically met all the guests, made sure they had a good time, made sure they were coming, and made sure they had everything they needed. The homecoming committee was very supportive of just including me in whatever they had done or whatever they had planned, so we worked really good. They knew, like, all I had been talking about was August Alsina's new album, and they were talking about how Coppin State got August for their homecoming, but they didn't know whether he would be able to get it for ours. So I'm like, okay, August Alsina's an option. Let me go tweet him and see, like, what's the deal with his manager and everything, so I can make sure they're coming to solidify the artist or whatever. So once I got an idea of who everybody wanted, because we still weren't sure. That's why when student government picks, like, an act, we don't tell y'all right away, because we don't know if the manager is gonna be able to work out specifics or they're within our budget. So what I did was I contacted August, like, to welcome him, make sure they were coming, and I was like, just let me know what y'all find out when he gets back to you. So me and August have been, like, kind of talking back and forth for at least 2 or 3 weeks, kind of just to get him familiar with UMES, welcome him to Princess Anne, Maryland, and yeah, I was just that type of person. Even without the school ambassador title, I was the type that always put on a good positive attitude for my university, and that's what people look for in student leaders, like when you're getting jobs and stuff. So that was a good way for me to get people, and also learn from people from the entertainment industry, which I hopefully want to work for in the future. My whole goal was that night, make sure I had everything done, make sure my hair was done, and make sure when I left I had everything. I was scared it was gonna rain because I'm in my power wheelchair, and for those of you who have power wheelchairs, y'all know power wheelchairs and water and rain, that don't mix. So I made sure the sky was clear, and so I got my work done, headed over to the event center where the concert was being held, checked with security, made sure everything was going good, made sure the DJ was set up, made sure he was good, and I waited with the law enforcement officers to make sure everybody could get inside before I took my spot behind stage. At this point, I didn't know the artist was gonna show up late. I was waiting for the go ahead to get the acts before the pre-show act started. So I was ready for the show. Made sure everybody had their line up together before the concert actually started. The DJ had done his set, And I was like, okay, it's turning up. We had a good crowd. And then this whole group of people tried to rush the stage, and I'm like, who is that? Like, cause I forgot the first act or whatever. The first act was Shy Glizzy, and at that point I didn't know who he was, so his whole entourage or whatever slides past me, and I look in the middle of the crowd. His guy, no, cause they're just like in normal clothes. No, his security didn't have like badges or nothing on. So I'm like, who is this trying to rush the stage? So one of the security guards pulls me over and tells me that's Shy Glizzy. And he rushes up on stage or whatever, and his track plays, and I'm like, oh, that's him. Like, cause I didn't know who he was at the time. I was just waiting on August to get on stage or whatever, because Shy Glizzy is known in DC and Baltimore, so I just figured he was going to show love for the city, and that was pretty much it. I didn't have to pretty much do anything because he knew everybody that was at UMIA, so. But yeah, Shy Glizzy went straight past me. I didn't know who he was, but he ended up being a real cool dude. Like, I taped most of his performance, and it was really engaging. He was really down there and nice. And then I find out from one of the staff members of mine that August Alsina is late. So what I do is I go backstage, make sure everything's set up before they come, keep getting updates on whether they're coming. For some reason, groupies tried to get past stage security, and I was like, who are these girls? They tried to basically bomb rush August Alsina when he came in, but I was like, can you move them like to the side or something, so like we don't get caught up with a whole scene. And they were really accommodating, and like they moved to the side. We made sure his sound was good. Come to find out, he had booked us and Copper for the same night. Mind you, we had already known that Coppin booked him in advance, but we didn't know we were gonna get him too. But when he had found out I was the one he was communicating with, he was like, "Oh, I'll make both shows because she seems real cool, and I want to put on for the university. Like, we just had a good time." So he comes in. I don't get to talk to him at first because once he comes in, he straight hits the stage. He performs about 7 songs. I don't get tired. I love this, and just a couple of hits from his album. His whole album was bomb, by the way. I loved it, and he was real cool. And then his set starts playing, and then he plays Numb, and I start like dancing and stuff. So his security guard pulls me over because he sees that I can't see him from behind the stage where I am. So he takes me all the way around to see him, and and that's when his security guard was like, "Let me take you so you can like get closer and like actually see him and enjoy the concert." I was like, "Thank you." So he moved like all these speakers and everything so that I could see. It was real like fun, and he did a couple more songs. You know how August is, he's real flirty or whatever, and his dances were real cool. It was only like 2 of them up there, but they did their thing. They were real cute. Like, I think it was like the 3rd song in or so, he went out into the crowd. and we had caught eyes or whatever, cause I showed him like we had been talking back and forth for like a while, so he knew who I was, and his security guard pulled me over like to where he was at the close end of the stage, so he knew he would see me like when it was time to go. So he does a couple other songs and starts singing to me, and everybody started going crazy or whatever, and then he turns away, like, to go to the other part of the stage. Now, anybody who knows concerts, like, artists will go from one side of the stage to the other to make sure everybody is able to see them in their line of sight. So, he went back to the other side or whatever, and I think the last song was about to play, and I think it was I Love This, because he was about to say goodbye to everybody, and he was on his way out, of course we got like pictures and stuff, but we got a chance to actually talk, and we were talking for a minute, and he gave me a hug, and all of a sudden I felt him grab me, like grab behind me, grab my butt, and I was like, oh yes, like we were just laughing and stuff, flirting like I normally do, cause you know I flirt with everybody, like, and me and August have been talking for a while, so it wasn't nothing for him to like flirt with me and stuff, but I guess it surprised people that he did it in front of everybody. I really didn't care though. I was like, yeah. But it was pretty fun. Like, we talked for a minute, and then he had to go catch his other flight to copy, cause they were rushing us so hard. Like, we were sitting there like talk for at least a good 5 minutes until they pulled us away. And like he hugged me and then he grabbed me, but I was like, okay, like I see you, I know what you're trying to do. But I know he like messed with everybody, so I wasn't trying to deal with it at that point. But him as an artist, really, really cool as a person. Everybody thought like he was cocky when he first came out, but he's a real like down to earth person. He just doesn't mess with a lot of people like that. Like if you're fake, he will know, and like if you're not being real with him, he calls you out on it. And I think that's where like we kind of identify with each other, and that's what made it easy to talk to him and kind of get on a common level, because we come from the same city, like down south Louisiana, and his family is from Houston, so we both connected like that, and we just had a lot of stuff in common. And for those of you that think he's gay, no, he's not. I know that for sure. Yeah. Anyway, but August is a real cool dude. Those that say he's cocky, you're totally wrong. And yeah, that's the story about how I met August Alsina. Bye, guys. Yeah. What am I doing?